So I got a MIDI. I got it. I got it running. So I needed an audio interface with a MIDI input. So I took the MIDI input. I took it from my MIDI to my audio device. So my audio device allows the MIDI to talk to my computer. My computer picks up all the signals. I was able to. The big thing is I wanted my expression pedal, so that way when I hit it, it'll turn on the digital whammy, the squeaky. Like if you're familiar with Gardea, there's a wee, like a squeaky. I can't do. I thought about doing it, and then I sound like I'm a pig snorting or something, or like a suey pig or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds better, but I got it up and running, and then I was like, oh, I want to record it. So I hit record, and I just made up a little riff or idea, and then it didn't work. So I was like, oh, why can't it just work? I don't know why. It's one of those things where it's not a plug and play thing. It's like you start it and then you have to start this process in order to record it. Thankfully, there's a thing called Google, and I was able to Google it, and the answer came from the Neural DSP website. It almost seems to me, whenever I deal with a problem, like a Microsoft problem, I'll Google it, and a third-party website, somebody with a blog, has all the answers, and the Microsoft site is really cryptic or it doesn't have that particular problem. Same with VMware too, so that doesn't have anything to do with the video, but those guys have like this weird, because they want you to pay for support. Anyway, Neural DSP, the plugin I'm talking about, the Gojira plugin, has the support, and it took me a few days of me figuring out, of reading comprehension. Obviously, I can't speak, so why would I have reading comprehension? So I figured it out. Thankfully, I ran through the directions more times than I'll ever admit to you, and looked at the picture. There's a picture with it. It's great documentation. Neural DSP. Thank you. Just did a stare and compare. I was like, okay, their logic setup looks like this, so my logic setup is going to look like this. Exactly the same. So let's take a look. So I'll put the link to this article. If you're trying to use a MIDI controller with Logic and Neural DSP, I have the link to the article. Don't follow my directions. Follow the directions for Neural DSP. It works. I did it. And if somebody like me can do it, who has obviously no reading comprehension or skill of speaking in any sort, then you can probably do it too. So we're looking here. We have this open. It's very straightforward. So let me pop Logic open here. So File, New, and Software Instrument, Archetype, Gojira. So I have my plugin here and hit OK. Create. So I hit X on my keyboard to pull this option up. So now I go here. The first thing you want to do, if you don't want to hear it, you just put it on input, and that's it. So now, oops. Right? Okay, so that works. Let me shrink this guy down a little bit. Take you down to small. I have like a 32-inch monitor, but the large one is almost the size of my screen. It's like, I know why you do that. So that way, I saw there's this guy on TikTok, he has this beautiful setup, and he's got multiple monitors, and he has his amp on one, Logic on the other, and it's like all this spread out. Looks great. I don't have that kind of resources. I just don't. Okay, let's just put it that way. Most people don't. It's okay. Monitors aren't that expensive, but I don't have that kind of desktop real estate either. Anyway, I don't have to justify myself to you. Now, what we're going to do next, we're going to go new audio track. Again, this is all in this documentation here. The link is in the description. Just bear with that, okay? So it's that. So now you go here, and you choose a bus. So I just do bus 1 because that's the first bus, and why not? So we're here. Now we choose standard out. So now we choose a bus with audio and standard out. So that's it. You have to make sure you choose the eye. There's another option, so you don't have to do that, but I don't know. So now I want to make sure I put it. You can make the MIDI do this too, but I just turn it on manually because now, if you notice, if you look at the wow on the screen here, so what I want to do is swoop it all the way down because when I enact it, I want the pedal to be all the way turned on, all the way. What's the word I'm looking for? I want it to turn on all the way. I want it to be the loudest possible section. So all I'm doing with the expression pedal at this point, I'm not giving my range of motion because I don't really want that. I just want to go from standard tuning to squeal. Okay, if that makes any sense. So all I'm doing with the expression pedal now, when I press the expression pedal, it turns on and it turns on the full, and that's it. So, where did I put my pick? Oh, it's here. Duh. So, like, if I hit this note, that's normal. Now I hit it with it on. It's so that's it. So that's it. And now when I record this, let me play it back. I'll be the first to tell you I don't know how to play guitar. I've learned little by little over the past 17 years. It's been 17 years since I bought my first guitar. And for the first decade or so, I would just pick it up and go, okay, I want to play a Metallica song, I want to play a Slayer song, you know, just like that, and just do that. YouTube forced me to create more content because I just was running out of ideas. So I was running out of ideas, so then it's like, okay, I can start making riffs. I've always had the ideas, but I've just never had the wherewithal to put it together. YouTube forced me into the situation where I need to start doing this. I enjoy playing guitar anyway, so it wasn't like, oh no, I'm stuck or anything. Anyway, that's not the point. So now I had to figure out, first thing I had to figure out was Logic. So I've been using GarageBand for a long time, and then I went to Logic. Then I had to figure out how to install plugins. So that's done. So I've been using plugins for a while. I just got the Gardea plugin like a month ago, and it's almost, for me, it's perfect. I can't say for you it's perfect, but for me, it sounds real heavy and crunchy, and that's just the default setting. That's the beauty of it. I don't have to go in and go this and this. And well, with the MIDI though, I have a MIDI input. I have it on custom. So this is the MIDI commander. If you go back and you see MIDI fail, that's the MIDI. I hit the D button on the screen on the console and power it on. That puts in custom mode. That allows me to send signals in a generic sense to Logic. So it goes from the pedal board, from the expression pedal to the pedal board, from the pedal board to the audio interface to my computer, which is all USB-C. I wanted it to be faster. And now that I speak, that I'm saying this, I realized I only had long cables because I usually just have USB for charging. I needed a data cable that's 3 feet. Came with 2 on Amazon. I like the Anchor brand. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just remembered I had them in my pocket because I just got the mail. Anyway, if anybody's watching this, hi mom. This is probably just my mom. Even my mom's probably like, when needs to get a shut up. See, just normal. So that's inputs done. and I figured out, okay, my MIDI didn't work because I had an old interface. This old interface works it still works beautifully. A Behringer, if you just need a dead simple interface, I think it's a little bit cheaper than this one even. A Behringer Euphoria, there's just one single input, but has no MIDI output. So it's USB-C powered. You can change your levels if you have a different type of mic that's phantom power. And then your outputs, I have a screen down here, that's why everything's backwards. The outputs for my studio monitors, which work beautifully. So, once that was set up, I got everything to work. So now all MIDI commands go into the interface and then go on to Logic and work. I realized I put my hand and then it focuses on that. Anyway, now I've set up, so there's a MIDI interface coming in that takes the signal. I take that output and push it through a bus that pushes it, that takes the MIDI signal and combines them and allows me to record. It's I noticed when I did it earlier. Now, I haven't even thought about doing other presets or anything because the only thing I wanted was the default and then me being able to engage my digital whammy with my foot so I don't have to like, because I'm playing guitar with both hands, I can't just like, I can engage it with my foot, right? So there we go. It's taken, now I have my foot up to prop up my guitar, my hands are on the guitar, and then my right foot runs the expression pedal. So I'm just like, I'm tapping my head and what is it? Tap your head and rub your chest or your belly or something like that. That's basically what I'm doing now, more or less. It's not like I'm doing like Geddy Lee and playing like synthesizers with my feet or something, but same concept though. Anyway, I'm just so excited I got everything to work. I bought these because, I mean, the MIDI thing's not free. It's not free. And then you put it all together and it doesn't work and you're like, okay, I have my boxes. Should I just return it and figure something else out? Or I can get this to run. I know I can because the instructions are there. I just need to learn how to read and comprehend them properly. I literally took off just the weekend. I was like, okay, the weekend I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to walk away from it. We're busy with my wife anyway. We're having fun doing where did we go? We went and did stuff, and then Sunday it rained all day and blah blah blah. Anyway, it works. MIDI is connected. MIDI allows me to change my sound dynamically while playing, and I can record it. Because the first thing I told you, I was like, all right, this is great. And it didn't record. And then I had to start all from zero again. Now that you've set up your MIDI, now this is what you do. So everything's good, everything's working. And I already have some ideas with the digital whammy. So, MIDI's done, everything works. Sigh of relief, and back to writing guitar stuff.